morning, dear children. Today we are here with a new lesson, diversity in living things and their classification. Last lesson we saw about the living world. Today we are going to see diversity in the living things and their classifications. In which sphere of the earth do we see the living things? Are the living things exist? Do the living things exist? The first lesson is itself we saw. Do you remember? Yes. In all the three spheres, hydrosphere, atmosphere and lithosphere, in all the three spheres living things exist, and the geographical condition of different places on the earth are very different. We find that living things exist in all these diverse conditions. In all the places, living things exist. According to the geographical conditions, they adjust themselves. And when we live in a certain place, we adjust to the condition there. Various types of living things have survived because of their ability to adjust themselves to the conditions in their surroundings. See, for example, polar bear. Where we see polar bear? We see the polar bear in the polar region. Why? The condition in the geographical condition in the polar region is very cool. There only they can survive. They can survive in that condition, in that geographical condition only. And one simple example is there. I'll give you now. Have you ever gone to Jijamata Udyan? I think you have. There a special place is allotted for penguin. It is fully air conditioned. Why it is? Why it has done that? Why they have done like that? Why the penguins are kept in that air conditioned room? Because the penguin live only in the cool region. So they can't live in hot region like us. In the geographic condition of Mumbai is not suitable for the penguin to live. So they kept the penguin in their original climatic condition, geographical condition. So the penguins are kept in the AC, that is air conditioned hall. Understood? So various types of living things have survived because of their ability to adjust themselves to the conditions in their surroundings. Are the plants and animals that you have seen all alike? We see many plants around us. Some are grass, some are short, some are tall, some are very big, some have big branches, and so many varieties we see every day in our surrounding. Some plants grow inside the water, some will float on the water. Some plants are there, same plant, but varieties are there. See, moreover we find there is a lot of variety in the same plant. For example, rice. You take rice. Have you ever gone with your parents to the grocery shop? So many varieties of rice will be there. Boards are kept there. This is Vada Kolam, this is Surti Kolam, this is Basmati and this is Ambemor. All are same. All the rice are called rice only. But the name of the rice are very different. The varieties of plants are very different. Same rice, but varieties are different. So many varieties of there in the same plant. Likewise, wheat also. Wheat plant is also having so many varieties. And mangoes. In mango, Alfonsa. We say Alfonsa and what is that? Totapuri. Totapuri also we say. That is also a variety. In bananas. In banana also so many varieties are there. And in rose, flowers. Rose flowers. Some are in red color, blue and yellow, pink, so many white, so many varieties are there in rose plant also. And in hibiscus, single petal hibiscus is also there, and a bunch बड़ा हाइबिस्कस भी रहता है, सिंगल पेटल वाला हाइबिस्कस भी रहता है. That you could have seen, I think. And mangoes, different plants, and some plants grow even without stems and leaves or roots. These are very different from ordinary plants. Let us study this diversity among plants. See here. The plants, in the second lesson we studied about the production of food of the plant. The plants produce their own food. The plants which prepare their own food are called autotrophic plants. The example, hibiscus and periwinkle. They produce their own food. And the plants which use other plants for food are called heterotrophic. For example, funguses and dodder. They don't prepare because they don't have chlorophyll. The living thing which have chlorophyll only prepare their own food. They don't. Fungus is white in color, so they don't have chlorophyll. They can't prepare their own food, and they depend on other for their food. So this is called heterotrophic. Plants like the pitcher plant even consume insects. The plants consume insects as their food. These type of plants are called insectivorous. They eat insects for as their food. So these plants are called insectivorous. Understood? Autotrophic, heterotrophic and insectivorous. And we are going to see the structure of plant now. We saw these three in detail, and we are going to see the structure of plant now. The structure of plant is very important. The structure of plant is divided into two, and what are they? The part which grow above the soil, that is stem, and the part which grow below the soil, that is ground surface, that is called roots. This one is root and this is called stem. Leaves, stem and roots. These three are called the main parts of the plant. What are they? Leaves, stem and roots. These three are called the main parts of the plant. From time to time, the plant bear flowers. Why? For the reproduction purpose. The plants bear flowers for reproduction. Flowers are transformed into fruits, and the fruits are having seeds. One or more seeds inside the fruits. And so the flowers used for reproduction. This is also a part of plant and fruit, and from the seeds new plants grow. And then these are the important parts of the plant. We are going to see one by one in detail now. And I told you already the flower. See here, this is the flower. It has a definite shape, typical color. It has a definite shape is also there for the fruit, for the flower, and it is connected by a stalk, short or long, whatever it may be. It is connected to the stem by a stalk. Understood? Here this is connected to the stem, and this is flower. It has a shape, typical color, and shape is also there. This is used for reproduction. Fruits are formed. The flowers are transformed into fruits. So this is very important part for reproduction. And then the second one is stem. The stem gives height, definite shape to the plant. The stem carries out the functions of production, conduction and storage of food, which transported from the roots. It stores the food and it supplies to the other parts of the plants like leaves, flowers and fruits. Understood? That is the main function of stem. It gives shape, strength to the plant. Understood? The next one is the leaf. Here the leaf. The leaf is flat but it produces food. It is very important in production of food. The food which produced by the leaf is used by all the parts of the plant. Understood? So it is very important. Leaf is also very important. There are two types of leaf. One is simple leaf, the other one is compound leaf. Simple leaf means in one stalk it will be only one leaf. Compound leaves means one or more more than one leaves are there in a stalk. That is called compound leaves. And the next one is fruits. Fruits. The fruits are also very useful in reproduction. It has a particular shape, definite shape. It carries one or more seeds inside. So from these seeds new plants will grow. It is very important part of the plant. It is the last production. It is the last part but very important for reproduction. And the next one is roots. What is the function of root? The root absorbs the water. Roots hold the soil and anchor the plant. Hold the plant. It helps the plant to stand properly, and then it absorbs water and other nutrients from the soil and it transport to other part of the plants. Understood? The roots are also two types. What are they? Taproot and fibrous root. The pictures of taproot and fibrous roots are given here, and you will study about these roots in next higher standards. See here. The roots of the carrot and radish also store food. There are two types of roots, taproot and fibrous root. And the fruit, see, flower, stem, roots, fruits, leaf, these are all together called the structure of a plant. Did you understand? Your today's homework is draw a plant and label the diagram. Draw the structure of a plant and label the diagram and send me to my mail ID. You know that very well. You are giving response and more response I expect from you. So please connect with us. Till then, goodbye.